manager. Her name's Poppy. Hi, Poppy. She was the only one that knew the gender reveal, so she brought the cake out. And Cody, my youngest, was upstairs taking a nap, and we felt bad that she wasn't going to be in the video. So she was like, "Oh, it's okay. We can just have her later, take a picture in blue." So I was like, "He just told me it was a boy." So then she freaked out. She's like, "What did I say?" So then she took my nanny into the pantry, and then she comes back out, and she says, "Oh, no, I didn't ruin it." So then I'm thinking I'm having a girl. So then my emotions are everywhere. I can't have 3 weddings, and so...
How did it feel when you saw, like, it's a boy?
Well, I have bad emotions. Like, I don't know how to express my emotions. So I didn't know what I felt whenever I saw blue. I was just, the whole time I still thought I was having a girl. I was the only one that felt like it was a boy. It was a boy.
Yeah, right. I think she liked you through that. No, I'm a boyfriend. Really? See, that's the problem. And the problem is, maybe I wanted to hit him.
Sorry I was here, so I...
Next time, chat with me first, and if I don't want to hit him, then you can hit him. Not that I would have hit him, but if I wanted to, it would have been nice if I could have.
I only hit him once right in the gut.
You hit him?
He wanted today, you can tell.
Yes, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang around here and make sure this Howard guy apologizes to her.
That's it. Good work. Bad hit him, he appeared. Did you hit that guy? No one thought it was possible to kill Iron Man, but the doughty warlord did it with a single blow.
You got 10 minutes in here, Dawson. Time out. You need to go talk to your son.
Right.
I didn't do anything. She's crazy.
It's madness. She is crazy. We're not gonna win this fight. You need to just act like I'm punishing you, okay? Say sorry, Dad.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to do it. He needs his puppy, Derek.
I know, how to.
Slap you. Just scream. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
You gotta be kidding me. That's some thrill. I smacked it. I'm looking at fun. You want to? Huh?
That is a daddy. That's weird. Sorry.
You got 10 minutes.
On the day of Grandpa's funeral, I slipped a phone into the pocket of his suit when no one was looking. As the coffin was lowered, the phone was buried with him. I did it just to have a keepsake. At least I could send him messages, like I was still talking to him. That night, I gathered my courage and sent Grandpa the first text. But the next morning, to my shock, the phone got a reply. I ran to tell my dad, saying Grandpa might not actually be dead. We had to open the coffin and check. But Dad just shook his head and said I was crazy. He reminded me that the coroner had already done an autopsy to determine the cause of death. They even removed Grandpa's heart. There was no way he was still alive. As for the text, Dad thought the phone might have been hacked, but I knew that was impossible. The message used a special letter code, something only Grandpa and I knew. No outsider could have understood it. Unable to convince Dad, I went to the cemetery alone. I called the phone buried in the coffin. It rang for a long time, but no one answered. If he was really alive and could text, why wouldn't he pick up? The matter went unresolved, and life slowly returned to normal. I pushed it all to the back of my mind, until one day, at the school dance, I finally worked up the nerve to ask a girl in class to dance. I had no idea. He twisted my body into a humiliating pose, a final act of public shame. Luckily, my homeroom teacher showed up in time and pulled me out. He helped clean my wounds and even offered to testify against the bully, but I declined. I didn't want to worry Dad, and I was afraid that if things escalated, the retaliation would be worse. So after I got home, I told everything to Grandpa through that buried phone. I just needed an emotional outlet and never actually wanted revenge. But the next morning, I heard the news. The bully was dead. I rushed to the scene and saw the police carrying away his body. What shocked me most was the way he died. He was face down, arms crossed in the exact same position I was left in the day before. Everyone said it was an accident, but I knew something else was going on. That night, back home, I called the buried phone and whispered into the receiver. I didn't really want him to die. If this had anything to do with you, knock on the wall 3 times. I set the phone down and waited in silence. The room was dead quiet. Then suddenly the phone rang. It was a call from Grandpa. On the day of Grandpa's funeral, I slipped a phone into the pocket of his suit when no one was looking. As the coffin was lowered, the phone was buried with him. I did it just to have a keepsake. At least I could send him messages, like I was still talking to him. That night, I gathered my courage and sent Grandpa.
Truth or dare?
On the day of Grandpa.
Truth or dare?
Truth.
I just ate moonlights with my dad. So he came over and he was all like getting all this stuff. So I said, have you thought about using that dress? And he was like, Callie, I can't believe you. That stuff is illegal.
But it's not. It's legal.
I know, that's what I told him. But he said, I don't believe you.
Do you see that?
So then, of course, he called his cop buddy and was like, hey, cop buddy, have you heard of this? And the cop was like, yeah. And my dad was like, is it legal? And the cop was like, yeah, it's totally legal. I just popped it and I'm about to go to jail. And my dad was like, hell yeah. And the cop was like, hell yeah. And then I was like, want to have a session over FaceTime? And then they were both like, hell yeah. And then we all got
What a great story. It really is.
Mood is legal, ships right to your door, and has over 25,000 five-star reviews like this one. Just what I need taking care of 93-year-old parents. Click the link and get Mood's 100% legal best shipped to your door today.
You see this? This needs to fit in that. And how to get that is you do this. Measure there. You get 450 or 45. Then you wait on this bastard.
Hey.
Well, that bastard is done. You go over to the saw. And now you've done that, you have this. That will fit in there. And you grab your measuring tape. You measure from this to that. Like this. Right? You can do it like this to that. It's a bit more accurate. You get 27.3. 2, 7. Oh, you got the last. 2, 7, 3. And you measure from this to that. Okay. So now that you have this out of that, from this one, you want to be like that. So that is 30 degrees. And this one, 60 degrees. How do you get that? You do this. Put that up like that. You get this? You go. Oh, chop. Grab this. You do that. This looks like it'll fit that. So now you go, yes, this will fit that. Then you just throw that in like this. Then you want to be pry bar, but you have one, so next best thing is a knife. So now this is that. That is this, and this, and this, and that, and this. I can follow for more.
2010, I was working with Kane. It was just big, dude. I was trying to.
I admire how much money you're putting through the pipes, but you gotta cool off, boss. We need to keep the books balanced or we'll have the IRS sniffing around. People asking questions. Just take a sec, wash a few cars, get a little wet. Then we can get back to what we do best.